Greetings, commanders. We are just several days away from Horizons, which is supposed to be live, well, I mean beta live, next Tuesday, so 3 days away. Will it be on Tuesday? Nobody knows. But let's take a look what's new in 1.5 update. I'm docked at Jameson Memorial, so I can see all modules, all ships that are in the game. Let's take a look at bulletin board. You can see there are some new missions. Charity missions are old ones. Mining missions. Classified transportation. Dangerous cargo. Safeguard the shipment of explosives. Human trafficking. Cargo hostages. Wow. Yeah. I would like to take hostages, not to transport them. More missions to come with Horizons. Contacts, nothing has changed. Outfitting. We actually have a new weapon. I wouldn't call it a weapon, but well. Shock mine launcher. Actually, let me check if there are different classes available. So, shock mine, no, only one class. So instead of fixing missiles, which actually is coming in 2.0, they just give us one more unfixed explosive weapon called shock mine launcher. Launches mines that are designed to physically shock and push on a ship more than damage it outright. A friend of mine tried it and said it's useless, or close to useless. But missiles will be tweaked in 2.0 to do more damage, especially to external modules. I would say about time, or should I say, it had to be done a year ago. And which is very disappointing is that you can have only fixed plasma, gimbals and fixed cannons in your huge hardpoints. So we have more ships with huge hardpoints than we have weapons. Those are coming, but I would expect them now. So we have 2 new ships, but can't really use advantage of huge hardpoint. Nothing new in utility mounts. Let's move to internals. There actually is a new shield generator. And it's called ByWeave Shield Generator. Let's compare it. I tried it on Ferdinand with class 5. As you see right away, power draw is much less than for same class best shield generator, so you can save some power. ByWeave shields are 20% weaker than best shields of same class, but same time they do regenerate 50% faster. I have a video about this, if you want you can take a look. But we have ByWeave shields now. It's pretty cool. Also, devs added a small amount of damage reduction to hull reinforcement packages, making them slightly more effective. They will protect your modules a little bit better now. Let's move to shipyard. Like I said, we have 5 new ships, well, 3 variants and 2 real ships. So let's start with variants. Viper Mark IV. It's like and brother to Mark III, but we had 1 useless ship, now we have 2 useless ships. Viper Mark IV has 1 class higher power plant, 1 class higher frameshed drive, 1 class higher thrusters, but because of mass you will not feel that. It's slower than Viper Mark III. Jump range is much better, 20 light years versus 12 Viper. It has slightly better shields and 2 times better armor than Viper Mark III. Same 2 utility mounts and 2 medium to small hardpoints. For some reason Frontier didn't think to include better power coupling for Mark IV. And it pitches even slower than Mark III and very similar to Corvette. Really? Disappointing. Then we have a Keelback. Second useless ship in my opinion, because it's slower, it's heavier, it has less cargo capacity, and also it has 2 medium hardpoints added but not higher class power coupling. Why? No idea. It's Type 6. Armored Type 6, yeah. Do we really need armored variants of ships that we can outfit ourselves like we want? I think not. And Keelback is less agile than Type 6. Asp Scout. In my opinion, it's only useful ship from these variants because it's fast enough with good enough jump range. It has 2 medium and 2 small hardpoints to utility mounts, but 1 class higher power coupling than most ships with 2 small and 2 medium hardpoints, so it's at least a step ahead of other ships. So from 3 variants I find 2 useless. Viper actually is very disappointing. I was expecting it to be much more agile, as Scout actually is much more agile than Viper. Makes sense? Not really. Then we have buffed Ferdinand. And actually the buff is really impressive because Ferdinand now has class 6 power plant. Forget about power problems. And with bi-weave shields you can actually save even more power. But that's not it. It's also much more agile. It actually pitches in 8.8 seconds if I remember correctly. So it has same pitching speed as Imperial Clipper and Federal Assault ship. But with 0 pips to engines, Ferdinand is fastest pitching ship in the game. It's very agile now. And heat, it's much better at managing heat. I think it will be used a lot now. And 2 new ships, Federal Corvette. It's a great addition to the game because it's a... You know, if Anaconda was alone, now we have a little sister, Imperial Cutter, and big brother, Federal Corvette. At the moment it seems that Federal Corvette will be used for fighting, because even while Federal Corvette has more cargo capacity than Anaconda, Federal Corvette pitches faster than Anaconda, slightly faster, has higher top speed, it has better shields and worse armor. Only jump range is around 12 light years, Anaconda around 17. Combat fitted Corvette will set you back around 900 mil, trading fitted 190 mil. Hardpoint locations also are very good, 8 utility mounts, 2 small, 2 medium and large, 2 huge hardpoints. And, like I said, little sister of Anaconda for now. They might change this. It's a pretty very fast and very not agile. You can see maneuverability 2 bars. Even while Corvette has also 2 bars, but Federal Corvette with 0 pips to engines pitches faster than Cutter with 4 pips to engines. Because of class 8 internals where you can fit shields, Cutter has best shields of all 3 ships. Armor is better than for Corvette, but not as good as for Anaconda. Jump range also is pretty good, 16 light years around, fully loaded. And you can have 728 tons without shields. So traders, this is your new best ship for trading. We now have alternatives to Anaconda, which is good. Several changes are done to commodity market. Several new commodities introduced as well. Near commodities you can see now these 3 bars, which are representing supply and demand. 1 bar is low, 2 bar is medium, 3 bars are high, filled bars, which I find extremely ugly. It looks like buckets, I don't know, whatever. Why they couldn't keep the old system of representing supply and demand? No idea. But there are like evacuation shelter, and some of those commodities might be useful for trading. Let me find, I've stumbled upon skimmer component, thermal cooling units, geological equipment. Where is that? An example, this lanthanum. So it's similar priced as gold, 9.1 thousand average. We also have, where is this? Thorium 11,000. Payanite was in the game before. Structural regulators. So there are new commodities, and will be more commodities when we will be able to land on trade on planets. On airless moons for starters. So that's about station services. Now let's take a look at right user interface. what is pretty cool is that you can see now your percentage towards next ranking. So if you are ranking up, you can see your progress. It came too late for me, but if you are doing naval progression missions and feel that nothing is happening, now you can see that something is happening. It's still boring as hell, but at least something is happening. Now you also will see modules. Well, if you turn modules offline, like shield cell banks, and then turn them back on, it will take around 10 seconds for module to come online before you can start using it. It also is true for frameshift drive, not for shield boosters. Life support is coming faster, as you see. Power distribution also takes some time, but shield cell banks are slowest. Cargo hatch as well. Weapons do not need. For some reason, shield cell banks need that, but as far as I understand the system, heatsinks also doesn't need. Then shield cell banks are already charged. Why would they need outside? Why would they even need any power? Well, but that's a game. So for balancing purpose, so you don't have too many shield cell banks, you need to sacrifice your other modules for that, or weapons. And now when you fire shield cell bank, these 5 seconds before they actually start charging your shield, they will generate a lot of heat. You should counter that by heat sinks now. And the effect from shield cell bank now is doubled, so they will charge your shields twice as long. It might change. My best way of using shield cell banks in 1.5 is, you see on the left your temperature gauge. You should release heatsink, wait for temperature drop to 0, then use one shield cell bank class. I will use one class 8, one class 6. Normally you would have to have one shield cell bank and one heatsink at the same time, but if you launch them one after another, you can have even 2 highest class shield cell banks. So heatsink, temperature down to 0, one shield cell bank, wait for temperature to stop rising, and second shield cell bank right away. The heatsink is still working. Now heatsink is out, but I only overheat my ship up to 102% and for a very short period of time, which is completely safe. So one class 6, one class 8 shield cell bank is only one heatsink. And for that you need to make a fire group. Oh, I need to turn around a little. So you will have one shield cell bank as primary fire, one as secondary. Cargo, now you can see cargo filters. Damaging, illegal, mission, power play, stolen back. And you have materials, 300, that will be used for crafting. So 1.5 is kinda ready for looting and crafting, that will come in 2.0. And nothing changed under functions. At the left user interface, actually there is now filters, which is pretty cool. You can filter anything you want, like only stations. And you will see only stations, well, nav beacon also, and this system. If you are a trader, actually it's very useful only to see stations. You don't care about any asteroid clusters, planets, stars. But if you are searching for signal sources, you can just use points of interest and signal source, and you will only filter those. And you can reset filters. Transactions, contacts, nothing changed, but galaxy map. I want to show you that now, if you plan your route, in example, I will plot, let me make a little bit further. Now you see exactly how many jumps. It used to be 7 plus, in this case it will be 6 plus jumps. Now you can see exactly 7 jumps, which is pretty nice. Also in Galaxy Map, we now have FSD boost. You can have no boost, level 1, level 2 and level 3. I think it's related to crafting. You'll be able to craft materials to increase your jump range to level 1, 2 or 3. to use one time for your next jump. So jump range normally no boost 15.5, 1 level 19, level 2 23, and level 3 doubling your jump distance for next jump. We'll see how useful it will be, but it's already in the game, and Galaxy Map also is ready for Horizons. Now we just need to find materials to craft. What I wanted to show you as well, some of my friends told me there are new keybinds under options controls for your SRV. So let's find them. Okay, driving. It's under Galaxy Map, so it's at the bottom. You see drive assist default, steering axis, steering left button, right, pitch axis, pitch up, pitch down. So you can actually customize your SRV controls right away. Vertical thrusters, fire buggy weapon. Is it buggy or SRV? Operate data link scanner, handbrake, headlights, toggle buggy turret. Driving turret controls, turret mouse axis, turret relative mouse axis. So you can control turrets with your mouse if you want to. Pitch axis, yaw axis, or set your HOTAS for that. Drive throttle, throttle axis range, forward only throttle, accelerate, decelerate. Driving miscellaneous divert powers. So you will have actually separate power management. Well, I think most of us will just duplicate this. Why should we use different unless we will take out our driving wheels? Imagine you have throttle on the left, joystick on the right, driving wheel in the middle. Good luck. A lot of input for SRVs, so you will have to spend some time customizing your input controls. That's it about what's new in 1.5, and I'm pretty sure I missed something. Fly safe, Commanders.